If you think strategy is just about planning, think again. In today's world, planning is just guessing, and guessing doesn't win games. Let's start with what strategy is and what it's not. Strategy is not a plan, it's a choice. It's deciding where to focus your energy and, more importantly, where not to. It's how you win, not how you operate. Strategy, it's a word thrown around in boardrooms, MBA classes, and LinkedIn posts. But let's get real. Most of what's taught about strategy is either theoretical or outdated. In today's world, what you got here won't get you there. So today, we are going to flip the script. We are not just talking about strategy, we are talking about how you, yes, you, can use strategic thinking to gain a real, lasting competitive advantage in business or in work or in your life. Welcome to Agna Academy. I am Girish Hebney. Strategy isn't about what you do, it's about what you choose not to do. And in a noisy world, focus is your biggest advantage. What strategy isn't is mainstream thinking obsesses over buzzwords like disruption, innovation, agility, but strategy isn't a buzzword or a one-size-fits-all playbook. It's a deliberate choice to focus your resources on what gives you an edge, even when the market screams for conformity. Now, here are the essentials. Generic strategies. You can compete by being the cheapest, the most unique, or by serving a very specific segment. Growth strategy. You can grow by doing more of the same or by acquiring others. Profitability strategy. Boost profits by increasing your margins or increasing your scale. But here's the twist. Strategy only works if it moves with the market. In dynamic environments, strategy must be fluid, adaptable. Static strategy is a dead strategy, in my opinion. And competitive advantage. It is not just being better, it's being different in a way that customers actually care about. Here is a counter conventional insight. Most companies chase best practices and benchmarking, but that makes you a follower. True strategy begins where benchmarking ends. Just have a think about that. Now let's build your skill set. You need to be able to do three things. The first is research and analyze trends. Read the clues, anticipate the market before it shifts. Next is evaluate your competitors. So use SWOT to break through any hidden advantages that you can gain. Next is to craft powerful strategies. The options are blue ocean strategy, play to win framework, value disciplines. So you need to choose one: product leadership, operational excellence, or customer intimacy. So as a counter conventional insight, don't worship tools. Customize them. Strategy tools are like maps, only useful if you know the terrain. That is the point that you need to remember. Here is a plain and simple example. As we've talked before, the lemonade stand. Let's say 5 kids on your street have the same lemonade stands. Most are following the same approach. Squeeze lemons, add sugar, sell for $1 per cup, and hope customers stop by and buy. But here's the truth. They are all competing on the same playing field. So how do you win? The strategy from a cost leadership may be to offer it cheaper, maybe at 75 cents, but your margins are very thin. Differentiation is to add mint or organic lemons so you've got service with a smile. Or you focus and you only focus on the joggers in the park, and so that it is very intentional only for them. From a growth strategy, you may add a cookie with every cup. So expand to Saturdays at soccer games with it, form a new segment, or partner with a friend to scale faster. From a profitability perspective, you reduce waste by prepping in small batches. You upsell with dollar lemonade with or $1.50 with a cookie. So competitive advantage is that while others just sell lemonade, you create a refreshing experience. Maybe you name it and brand it Lemon Lift and add a motivational note on every cup. Now you're not just different, but you're becoming memorable. So now you execute, you research, you learn that most joggers want drinks with less sugar. You act, you set up early in the morning, you offer custom drinks, you brand it with a purpose, you evolve. Parents buy bulk orders for their birthdays, so you offer them your service. So you're now suddenly converting your ordinary lemonade stand into something that is strategic with a competitive advantage. So here's some core skills. Research. Don't rely on generic reports. Dig into primary data, customer feedback, competitor moves, and industry shifts. Use available sources, forums, or market signals for real-time insights. Analyze market trends. Look for patterns others miss. Is a competitor's innovation actually a desperate pivot? Is a trend a fad or a tectonic shift? Next is to evaluate competitors. Don't just benchmark. Deconstruct their playbook. What's their real advantage? Where are they vulnerable? So next is to craft strategies. This is where art meets science. Combine intuition with data to create bold, focused plans. Now let's move to action. Formulate your strategy. You find opportunities where others see chaos. Solve unmet and unspoken needs. Execute relentlessly. Strategy without execution is just imagination. Use agile teams, KPIs, or constant learning to keep in front. Sustain your advantage. Build barriers, brand, tech, loyalty, networks, and keep innovating. Your advantage decays over the time when you stop evolving. And lastly, apply it everywhere and every opportunity that you get. So what is the core of strategy? Strategy is about positioning, deciding where to play and how to win. It's not about being the best at everything, but being uniquely valuable in a specific way. So let's break it down. Generic strategies. Michael Porter's classics, cost leadership, differentiation, and focus, still hold true. But the counter-conventional twist is most companies fail because they chase all three instead of committing to just one. Next is growth. Growth isn't always good. Blind expansion dilutes your edge. Strategic growth aligns with your advantage and not market hype. Profitability. Profit isn't the goal, it's the outcome of disciplined choices. Focus on value creation, not cost cutting. Competitive advantage. This is your most and a mode something that competitors can't easily replicate. It could be a proprietary technology, a cult-like brand, or operational excellence. The unconventional truth is that advantages erode quite quickly in dynamic markets. How about dynamic markets? The reality is markets today are chaotic. Tech shifts, geopolitical shocks, and consumer whims change the game overnight. Mainstream strategy assumes stability. Counter-conventional strategy assumes flux. Your advantage lies in anticipating change, but and not reacting to it. The types of strategy. Let's take a deep dive. To truly grasp strategy, let's unpack the three core types: cost leadership, differentiation, and focus, with counter-conventional insights on each. Cost leadership. What is it? It is becoming the lowest cost producer in your industry while maintaining acceptable quality. It's about scale, efficiency, and relentless cost discipline. Why is it important? In price sensitive markets, cost leaders win by offering the best value. They can undercut competitors and still make a profit. The advantages: high margins in stable markets and resilience during price wars, and the ability to deter new entrants. The challenges, however, are cost cutting can erode quality, alienate customers, or invite imitation. Tech disruptions can also render your efficiencies obsolete. Example: Walmart mastered cost leadership through unmatched logistics and supplier leverage. Their scale crushed small retailers, but Sears failed at cost leadership. They obsessed with cutting costs. They neglected store experience, leading to bankruptcy in 2018. So there are two different stories for the same strategy. Next is differentiation. So what is it? It's offering a product or a service so unique that customers are willing to pay a premium. It's about brand, innovation, or customer experience. So why is this important? Differentiation builds loyalty and insulates you from price competition. It's your moat in crowded markets. The advantages: higher margins, customer loyalty, and flexibility to pivot in dynamic markets. So the challenges: it usually has high R&D or marketing costs and risk of imitation and the need for constant innovation to stay ahead. Example: Apple thrives on differentiation with its ecosystem, design and brand, but BlackBerry failed. Its once unique keyboard and security couldn't keep up with the touchscreen smartphone, collapsing its market share by 2013. Next is focus. So what is focus? Targeting a niche market with a tailored products or services. You dominate a small segment rather than competing broadly. So why important? Focus lets you own a segment competitors overlook, building deep loyalty and expertise over time. The advantages are that strong customer relationships, lower competition, and the agility to adapt to niche needs. The challenges, however, are limited scale, vulnerability to market shifts, and the risk of being outmaneuvered by broader players entering your niche. Example is Rolls-Royce excels in the ultra-luxury car niche, commanding premium prices, but Hummer failed at focus. Its niche was obliterated by changing customer preferences and fuel consumption. So we come to the strategic frameworks that are available and some in the counter-conventional way. Mainstream courses teach tools like SWOT or PESTLE as checklists. That's a trap. Use them as lenses to uncover hidden opportunities. Generic strategy: pick one path, cost, differentiation, or focus, and ruthlessly align resources. Example, Walmart's cost leadership isn't about cheapness, it's about a logistics empire. Blue ocean strategy: stop fighting in crowded markets. Create new demand by solving unaddressed pain points. Think Airbnb, hospitality without hotels. Next is play to win. A.G. Lafley's framework demands bold choices. Don't play to survive, play to dominate your chosen space. There are value disciplines. So Tracy and Viersama's model is operational excellence, customer intimacy, or product leadership. Pick one, master it, and let the others support, not distract you from your main strategic advantage. Next is application. Turning strategy into results, from plan to execution. A strategy on paper is worthless without execution. Here's how you apply your knowledge and skills to deliver competitive advantage. Step 1. Formulate with clarity. Identify opportunities, use your research to spot gaps, underserved customers, emerging trends, or competitor blind spots. You need to mitigate risk through anticipate threats, market shifts, new entrants, or internal complacency. You build contingencies and you define your edge. What's your unique value proposition? How will you protect it? Step 2 is to apply candor. Be honest with the situation. Candor or openness and honesty in business strategy is crucial for building trust, facilitating better decision making, and preventing costly mistakes. Step 3. Execute with courage and discipline. You align resources. Every dollar, hour, and employee must serve only the strategy that you have chosen. Cut distractions. And you then track your leading indicators rather than lagging indicators such as revenue. So you test, you iterate, and you focus and you improve as you keep going along your strategic path. Let's talk about beyond traditional frameworks. Mainstream strategy leans on Porter's models as we have seen so far, but modern markets demand new approaches. Technology, data, and hyper-connected consumers have birthed new innovative strategic models that challenge conventional wisdom. Here's a look at three emerging models. platform, ecosystem, technology, their mechanics and their counter-conventional edge that they ultimately provide. Let us discuss them first. Platform strategy. So what is it? Building a digital ecosystem where users, producers, and partners interact, creating value through network effects. Think Amazon Marketplace or Uber. Why important? Platforms scale rapidly by leveraging external contributors, reducing your own costs while locking in users. The advantages are that there is exponential growth potential, high defensibility once scale is achieved, and data-driven insights from user interactions. Challenges: high upfront investment, winner takes all dynamics, and only one or two platforms dominate in that area, and generally subject to a lot of regulatory scrutiny if you're disrupting markets. Example, Airbnb disrupted hospitality by connecting hosts and travelers, sidestepping traditional hotel infrastructure. But MySpace failed as a social platform because its cluttered design and slow innovation let Facebook dominate by 2008. So here's a counter-conventional insight. Platforms aren't about owning assets, they're about orchestrating value. Most firms miss this, chasing control rather than the importance of collaboration. How about the ecosystem strategy? What is it? Creating a network of complementary products, services, and partners that enhance your core offering. Apple's iPhone, App Store, and services form a cohesive ecosystem. So why is it important? Ecosystems trap customers in a seamless experience, making it hard to switch. They also foster innovation through partner contributions. What are the advantages? Customer lock-in, diversified revenue streams, and resilience against single product disruption. So what are the challenges? Complex coordination, high dependency on partners, and the risk of alienating users with walled gardens. So for example, Tesla integrates cars, charging networks, and solar solutions, creating a clean energy ecosystem. Apple's ecosystem revolves around its hardware and software, with products like iPhones, iPads, Macs, and the Watch is tightly integrated into services like iCloud, Apple Music, and the App Store. Here's a counter-conventional insight. Ecosystems thrive on openness, but not on monopolies. Share value with partners to win loyalty, not just customers. Next is technology and data-driven dynamic strategy. What is it? Using real-time data and AI to continuously adapt strategies. It's about sensing market shifts and responding faster than competitors. So why is this important? In volatile markets, static strategies fail. Data-driven strategies let you pivot at speed, staying ahead of trends. The advantages are that precision in decision-making, early trend detection, and personalized customer experiences. The challenges, however, are that data overload, privacy concerns, and the need for robust AI infrastructure to support your strategy. Example, Amazon and Netflix use buying and viewing data to make real-time changes to their offering and personalize for each customer. But here's a counter-conventional insight. Data isn't the strategy, it's the fuel. The real edge is in asking questions that others don't. The new reality is that these models, platforms, ecosystem, and data-driven aren't replacement for traditional strategies, but evolution. They demand a mindset shift from controlling markets to shaping them, from planning to experimenting, and from competing to collaborating. So as we come to the end, here is the conclusion and the takeaways. Let's recap. Think the biggest risk is taking bold moves? Wrong. The biggest risk in strategy is standing still. Strategy and competitive advantage aren't about following the crowd. They are about making bold, focused choices in a chaotic world. Today, we have covered the knowledge of strategy is essential, the skills to analyze and craft plans, and the application to execute with impact. But here's the counter-conventional truth. Your advantage lies in candor, clarity, and courage to zig when others zag. This equips you to build and sustain strategic advantage in any competitive environment. Go out and create your own moat. Finally, here's the truth. The future doesn't belong to the strongest or the biggest. It belongs to the most strategic. Strategy is not about beating others at their game. It is about changing the game entirely. So ask yourself, not what's your plan, but what is your edge? And remember, in a world that moves fast, the biggest risk is standing still. And let's go out and build your edge. Thank you for listening. Huru for now.